GPS did their civic duty by providing credible information to the Justice Department that Russia interfered in the 2016 presidential election here. Since that time, the U.S. intelligence community, under this administration, and the bipartisan Senate Select Committee agreed and found that Russia not only interfered with our 2016 presidential election, but that Vladimir Putin led an effort to help elect Donald J. Trump president. This committee has shown no interest in the fact that Russia interfered in the 2016 election. Rather than do its duty consistent with its traditional and constitutional role, the House Judiciary Committee has looked the other way at White House efforts to influence and interfere with the Justice Department's investigation of this administration. Instead, it has pursued whistleblowers, and it has joined the White House's cries to stop the special counsel's investigation.
That was the lawyer for Glenn Simpson, the head of Fusion GPS, which is the firm that hired ex-British spy Christopher Steele to put together an opposition research file on Donald Trump and his ties to Russia and Russia's efforts to attack the U.S. election in 2016 to help Trump win. You can actually see Glenn Simpson himself there. That's the guy standing over the shoulder of his lawyer. Simpson was there in Congress this week because House Republicans are still trying to nail him somehow for having commissioned the research in the Trump-Russia dossier. Simpson has testified before 3 different committees. Yesterday, they tried to get him in front of a 4th committee, and he balked. He said, basically, no, through his lawyer, you're trying to shoot the messenger here, and I'm not just going to stand here and get shot. So it's kind of a dramatic standoff anyway, right? The lawyer saying that what Republicans are doing to his client is demagoguery and abuse of power, and they're only interested in helping Trump cover this whole thing up, and he's not going to help them do that. But then I just want to show you this next moment that happened when up popped the Fox News Channel point person on this story. This is Fox's lead reporter on all of the Fox News stories they've been pushing for months now about how terrible the FBI is and how the real scandal is the dossier and how Christopher Steele himself, he's the real Russia scandal. This is the Fox News reporter who's been pushing all of that. Watch how this goes.
There's a difference between saying that the Russians interfered in the election and the validity of the dossier. I asked Mr. Simpson on the way in if anything in the dossier had been substantiated. Can you address that?
Sure. 4 individuals named in the dossier have either pleaded guilty to criminal charges or have been indicted and convicted of criminal charges. I'll finish my question. I'll finish the answer to your question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The central thesis of the very first memo that Mr. Steele wrote said that the Russians were helping President Trump win the presidency and give him information to win the presidency. The U.S. intelligence community has since found that that was the case.
But wouldn't you agree that there's a difference between the central thesis and the detailed allegations that are laid out in the dossier?
I would, in that the big picture should be the most important point. If you want to quibble with one detail here and there, you're losing the big picture. Catherine, the Russians tried to elect Donald Trump president. It's been proven. And you're quibbling about whether this little detail on page 127 was correct or not. It's absurd. We've got to stop this. The big picture is that a foreign hostile power was trying to interfere in our democracy, in our presidential election.